Every day, we make countless decisions. Some are small and inconsequential, but others hold the power to shape our future. Yet, many of us are trapped in a cycle, making choices that don't lead us to the outcomes we truly desire. Why is this? It's because we let temptation guide us. And today, we're going to dive deeper into breaking free from that cycle and stepping into your highest potential. When you sit without purpose, your mind becomes a playground for temptation. You start making decisions that aren't aligned with your goals. You're just floating. Temptation whispers to you, and it's easy to give in. But here's the key. Temptation doesn't just exist as fleeting thoughts. It shows up in the people you meet, the media you consume, and even in the culture you live in. It's all around you, disguised as choices and opportunities. But often it's a trap. And this trap grows more elaborate the longer you stay in it, as your attachment to these false comforts deepens. To fight this, you need to understand how temptation works. You can't fight what you don't see. And to see it, you must calm your emotional mind. Take a step back. Observe your thoughts. Pay attention to that gap between your emotions and reality. That gap is where your power lies. Once you notice that separation, you've already taken the first step towards self-control. That's when you begin to reclaim your mind from the chaos that surrounds it and take responsibility for steering your life in a purposeful direction. But it's not just temptation itself that's the problem. It's also the people around you who might align with temptation. They'll try to normalize it, even celebrate it. Look closely, and you'll see this everywhere in today's world. People encourage indulgence and call it freedom. Social media floods you with images of instant gratification. Eat this, buy that. Live your best life with zero accountability. These messages are subtle, but they accumulate, feeding the narrative that indulgence is the same as empowerment. But ask yourself, why is this so common? Why does it seem like everyone is running toward this idea of freedom through indulgence? It's because we've been sold a lie. The idea that freedom means doing whatever we want, whenever we want. Freedom has been framed as running on your desires, doing whatever you please, and feeling no guilt about it. But real freedom, it's not about chasing every desire. Real freedom is about controlling those desires. It's about mastering yourself and aligning your actions with a higher purpose. This lie, this false narrative, has been repeated so often that it's become a societal norm. And this norm enslaves us more than it frees us, subtly keeping us in a cycle of unfulfilled longing. How can we prove this isn't freedom? Try to break free from your desires, and you'll find that you can't. You're enslaved, stuck no matter how hard you resist. Desire holds you captive, and the elites know this. The same elites who frame desire as freedom use it to keep you enslaved. They control your mind by ensuring you're doing exactly what they want. And why? Because you never learned to control your own mind. They tell you freedom is indulgence. But in truth, they're the ones pulling the strings. They thrive on your inability to say no, and they profit from your endless pursuit of fleeting satisfaction. We've been told to follow our temptations as if they define our true selves. But that's not who we are. The best version of you is built through discipline, through taming your lower self and connecting with your higher self. Once you learn that true freedom is breaking free from the shackles of desire, everything changes. You become unstoppable, not because you're perfect, but because you're finally in control. You're no longer swayed by the external forces that once dictated your every move. Instead, you act with intention and clarity. To find real freedom, you must observe your mind and develop self-control, values, and ethics that align you with the purity within you. Because you are not desire. You are not temptation. You are not suffering. What you are is purity. Beneath all the noise, there is a pure, untapped potential waiting for you. And you just have to learn to tap into that purity. This process is not instant, and it's not easy. But it is transformative. And the journey is worth every step. Every moment spent understanding yourself brings you closer to breaking free from the chains that bind you. But to reach the light, you must first find your way through the dark. This is why meditation is so powerful. It allows you to see with the eye that truly sees your inner self. Meditation teaches you to separate your thoughts from your identity, to watch your desires without becoming them. It's in these moments of stillness that clarity arises. You start to see the patterns, the traps, and the ways you've been held back. And with that awareness comes power. The power to make choices that elevate you rather than keep you stuck. Think about this. If freedom were really about doing whatever you want, why does chasing those desires leave you feeling more trapped? Because the truth is, that kind of freedom isn't freedom at all. It's a prison. True freedom comes from breaking the cycle. From looking at your desires, your fears, your temptations, and saying, you don't control me. And that's a powerful moment when you realize you can reclaim your autonomy. And once you do, you begin to create a life that aligns with your true self, free from the distractions and manipulations that once governed you. This battle for control doesn't end with your own mind. Look around the world. Notice how everything is designed to feed your desires. The media, the ads, even the culture. They all push you toward instant gratification. They've turned your desires into tools for control. The elites understand this. They've weaponized desire against you. They thrive on your inability to resist. They want you distracted, dependent, and docile. And the longer you stay in this state, the more power you give away. They tell you freedom is indulgence, that following every whim makes you free. But the more you indulge, the more trapped you become. They control your mind because you never learned to control it yourself. When you break free from this, when you understand that freedom is not about doing whatever you want, but about controlling what you want, you take back your power. And when you take back your power, you open the door to your highest potential. You begin to see the world differently through the lens of someone who is no longer shackled by fleeting impulses. So, how do you reclaim this power? Start by observing your mind. Spend time with your thoughts. Understand what drives you. Meditation is one of the most effective tools for this. It helps you separate your true self from the noise of your emotions and desires. When you meditate, you begin to see with the eye that truly sees, the eye of self-awareness. It's not an easy journey, but it's a necessary one. And the more you practice, the more you'll uncover the strength that's always been inside you. You are not your desires. You're not your temptations. You're not your suffering. What you are is purity. Beneath all the noise, there is a pure, untapped potential waiting for you. But to reach it, you must first walk through the darkness. You must face your temptations and resist them. Not because it's easy, but because it's the path to growth. It's through this resistance that you build the foundation for true freedom. And as you resist, you'll notice something. The discomfort, the fear, the trepidation you feel, that's progress. That's your mind leveling up. The stronger the temptation, the greater the victory when you overcome it. Each time you resist, you become stronger for the next battle. And the more you win these battles, the more you grow into the person you were meant to be. This growth is cumulative, and with every step, you'll find yourself further away from the constraints of the world and closer to your truest self. There are two layers to this battle with temptation. The first is within your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, your inner battles. The second is in the physical world, the people you interact with, the culture you consume, the environment you live in. Both layers must be addressed if you want to break free. Together, they form the foundation of the freedom you seek. Ignore one, and the cycle will repeat itself endlessly. Ask yourself, what's holding me back? Is it my attachment to comfort? To fleeting pleasures? Because these attachments are chains keeping you in place. When you're comfortable, you don't grow. You stagnate. And when an entire society is trapped in this state, it becomes a society without purpose, a society that serves the interests of those who hold the keys to the cage. When you start resisting temptation, it will be uncomfortable. It will be scary. But that fear is your guide. It's showing you where growth happens. Just like lifting weights, the resistance you feel is building your strength. And with every victory, you get closer to your true potential. You step into a version of yourself that you once thought was impossible. Not everyone will take on this challenge. Many will justify their desires, tell themselves it's okay to stay the same. But this is the ultimate trap, the disease of self-deception. Don't fall for it. Be honest with yourself. Look at your mind. Recognize your successes. Learn from your failures. And let go of what doesn't serve you. Letting go is not a loss. It's a gain. A reclamation of the freedom you deserve. When you release the weight of unnecessary baggage, you create space for growth, clarity, and renewed strength. Each step you take away from these burdens is a step toward the life you are meant to lead. As you grow, you'll notice something else. Others might envy you. They might question your choices, even mock your progress. But remember, they didn't see the battles you fought. They didn't see the temptations you stared down and overcame. Their envy stems from their own struggles, their own chains. They see in your success a reflection of their own limitations. And this can stir emotions they don't yet understand. Be compassionate, but stay focused on your journey. Let your progress serve as a silent reminder of what's possible. Lead by example, and perhaps your determination will inspire others to confront their own struggles. Growth is rarely a solitary endeavor. Along the way, you'll encounter individuals who genuinely admire your transformation. They'll seek your guidance, not out of envy, but out of a shared desire for progress. Cherish these connections. Surround yourself with those who uplift, those who challenge you to stay aligned with your highest self. Together, you can create a network of mutual support, where success isn't just an individual goal, but a collective reality. In time, you'll realize something profound. Every time temptation arises, success is waiting on the other side. Temptation is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that growth is possible. It's an opportunity disguised as a challenge. Each temptation you overcome is proof of your strength, evidence that you're capable of evolving. The journey is cyclical. Each victory prepares you for the next battle, and each battle brings you closer to the person you aspire to be. So start today. Observe your mind. Resist the temptations that hold you back. Replace them with purposeful actions and clear intentions. Break free from the comfortable and step into your potential. The best version of you is waiting, and it's closer than you think. With every small victory, you narrow the gap between who you are and who you could be. And in that narrowing, you'll discover not just freedom, but fulfillment beyond measure. With time, those small victories will build into an undeniable strength, a realization that what once seemed impossible is now within your grasp. True freedom, the kind that aligns you with your deepest potential, is no longer just a dream. It becomes your reality.